If a Jamaican man is YouTube famous, it's usually for one of three reasons: either for music, dance challenges, or fraud. And guess what?
The sun is shining bright. The beach is calling out my name. The waves are crashing gently, and the breeze is blowing through.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining me once again. Now listen, today we're asking the age-old question, are there any good Jamaican men left? Because after this story, you might just want to become a nun. So, I was at the beach with a friend, relaxing, minding my own blessed business, and she gets talking to this man. So she recognises him from YouTube. So already I'm a bit suspicious. If a Jamaican man is YouTube famous, it's usually for one of three reasons: either for music, dance challenges, or fraud. And guess what? Fraud. Yeah, so this man, let's call him Snowflake, he used to work at the passport office until he got caught doing passport fraud. And who shopped him? His wife. And why did she shop him? Because he was cheating on her. So, not only did this man lose his marriage, he lost his job and ended up banged up in jail. So, anyway, Snowflake decides that he likes me. Now listen, I wasn't in the least bit attracted to him. But my friend, you know that friend who always wants to play Cupid, she's like, girl, give him your number. You never know what God is saying. And I'm like, sis, the only thing God is saying is run. But fine, I gave him the number. So now, this man starts calling me. And he's not just calling me, he's video calling. It's like, Snowflake, I didn't sign up for FaceTime. Anyway, he's telling me about his businesses. Apparently, he's got a 10-room house that he's renting out, car rentals, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe this could help my Airbnb business, do you get me? But, oh no, he couldn't just keep it at a business level. He had to sprinkle in this romance stuff, but, you know, I ain't interested. And his big selling point was, any woman I'm with gets between $20,000 to $30,000 a week in pocket money. So it's like, excuse me, is this dating or is it payroll? Anyway, I told him straight, I cannot be bought. I'm not interested in no man. I'm not interested in intimacy with anybody. Furthermore, I've got no libido, so I'm just not available, basically. So, fast forward, my friend's coming to Jamaica for a month and she needs an airport pickup. So I mention it to Snowflake and he's like, don't worry, I'll give you a special deal. And then it tells me it'll cost her $12,000. You know, my friend agreed. So, on the day of the pickup, instead of heading to the airport, Snowflake detours to pick up another woman he calls, wait for it, dummy. Now listen, if you call somebody dummy every day, don't be surprised when you become a dummy, because words have power. So, by now, it's 7:24 and my friend's plane lands at 7:30. So I gently remind him, Snowflake, it's 7:24. Oh my goodness. You'd think I slapped him with a frying pan. Oh, yes, I road. You're disrespectful, no rush me. Me know how the airport work, you know. You're rude. And he's having a fit. Anyway, not being funny, but if you knew how the airport works, why, when we got there, he's on lap 4 of the airport roundabout, simply because he didn't want to just go down the road and park up by the beach. Down the road, there's no parking restrictions, whereas he kept pulling up and the police kept moving him on. So he just kept going round and round and, oh, God. It's like, who's the dummy? Anyway, we finally collect my friend, and then, mid-ride, this man changes the price. He starts complaining, Betel torn too far, it's too dangerous. You know what man get killed on, yeah? How much people get killed? Oh my God. And then when we finally reached the square, because he was saying it's way further than he thought, we got to Betheltown Square by the supermarket, and that's where he stopped and refused to drive any further. And he actually turned the car around like he was about to kidnap us back to Montego Bay. My friend's there with their disability, a beautiful cream suitcases, and is eventually just dumps us on the side of the road. And that's like going up to 10 at night in the dark. Can you imagine? Yes, so he's there saying, ya user, ya liar, ya can woman. You tell me say you live on the main road and look which part you there carry me. And he was going on and on and on. I thought, good God. So anyway, he dumps us on the road. He drove up a little bit way further, the top of my lane. Me now drive down there, and have to come out. So out we came, me and my friend, her beautiful, my friend, bearing in mind she's got a disability, beautiful cream suitcases. There's no way she could manage that walk down there. It wasn't possible. I wouldn't have been able to do it, not with all the luggage that she's got. And thank God for my neighbours. Lovely neighbours. And I called a neighbour, told him what happened. Don't worry, I'm sending somebody for you. And, while we were waiting, somebody else had come that I knew, said, oh, do you want a lift? And I said, did my neighbour send you? He said, no. I said, not to worry, I've got somebody coming. So, that's God, always provides. God could see that this man was a monster, basically, and had already made the way. So, anyway, back to the question, are there any good men in Jamaica? Well, that's what I asked the electoral roll officer when I went to sort out my ID. So I showed her my citizenship letter, which was in my maiden name. So she asked me, which name do you want the ID in? So as much as I wanted to roll back to my maiden name and start fresh, I knew, this is Jamaica. The banks would have something to say. The name don't match. I've got to have the name match and it's not there, so just give me in the married name. So I asked her, I said to her, are there any good men in Jamaica? And she said, yes, my dear, I am married to one. And she went on to say that she's met so many foreign women with the same story as mine. She sees it happen often, and at this point I'm thinking, forget Alcoholics Anonymous. What we need is exes of Jamaican Men Anonymous, and have meetings every Friday with free patties provided and probably a red stripe beer or something. And then, she did apologise because she said, it is the vast majority of Jamaican men that are basically heartless for themselves and just want to control you. So, yes, apparently there are good men in Jamaica, but according to the electoral officer, she's already married to the last one. I'm joking. Yes, so what did I learn? Always trust your gut, number 1. Number 2, don't let sweet milk man sell your dreams. Don't make them do it. And thirdly, if a guy claims he's single and dangles $20,000 to $30,000 a week in front of you, shows you intimate videos of his previous girl, and then casually asks if your UK friend might be interested since you're not, well, that's not just a red flag. That's the universe renting out a stadium and screaming into megaphones, girl, run. Needless to say, I blocked him. So yeah, that was my Snowflake saga. If you enjoyed this story, and honestly, it's true, it's a true story, give the video a thumbs up, please and thanks. And subscribe if you haven't already done so. And let me know in your comments, would you have given Snowflake your number? Spoiler alert, if you say yes, I'm praying for you. All right, you take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, bye.